Don't we all need some gold in our lives right now? Well, the Agyapa Royalties was scheduled to go public in September, but the Special Prosecutor is having none of that.
The Ministry of Finance says it is ready to cooperate with the Anti-Graft Office and that it will not proceed with the initial public offering IPO ahead of the outcome of the corruption risk assessments. The Special Prosecutor, Martin Amidu, wrote to the Finance Ministry urging it to suspend the issuance of the IPO pending the receipt of critical documents to assist with the corruption risk assessments. The ministry says it is in agreement that more transparency is necessary to bolster the integrity of the already controversial deal. The ministry in its latest letter said, quote, "The international investor community has been closely monitoring the outcome of the current state of the transaction, and it would therefore be detrimental to proceed without receiving the necessary approvals and green lights from your office," unquote. Additionally, it said it will be required to fully disclose in the prospectus to the transaction the outcome of any investigation by the OPS's office prior to approval by the respective regulators of stock exchanges in Ghana and the United Kingdom. The ministry added that it is on standby to provide any further information or clarification for the Special Prosecutor's risk assessment. The Special Prosecutor has so far been given information concerning mainly the processes for the appointment of the transaction advisors, but it also wants information and documents relating to the identification and recommendation by the transaction advisors. Meanwhile, some civil society organizations opposed to the controversial Agyapa Royalties deal have welcomed government's decision to put the launching of the deal's initial public offering IPO on hold. Commenting on the latest development, leader of the Alliance of Civil Society Organizations working in extractive anti-corruption and good governance, Dr. Steve Mantiao, told Citi Business News the decision is a step in the right direction.
It's important to state that the announcement of the suspension of the attempts to list Agyapa on the London Stock Exchange through an IPO is welcome. It's a step in the right direction, and it's victory for Ghana in the sense that a lot of the times when we set up institutions of state, particularly the accountability institutions, and expect them to fulfill their mandates, they often will sit aloof and not act when they need to act unless they've been ordered to do so by a higher authority. But in this particular case, we find that the Special Prosecutor, out of his own initiative, has intervened to investigate the numerous corruption risk allegations that are being raised by citizens. And I think that is quite proactive on his part and it's commendable. But going forward, the issues to be investigated by the Special Prosecutor are not all the concerns that we have as citizens. Our concern was, yes, of course, on some of the corruption risks, but also on the basis of the valuation of the mineral royalty that lies at the heart of this transaction. And we think that the royalties have been undervalued. So, again, this requires some engagement to come to what will represent a fair value of our mineral royalties. There is also the issue about the choice of this model to optimize our value from our mineral royalties. We don't think this is the most prudent model to go for.
But the chairman of Parliament's Finance Committee, Mark Asibe-Yaboah, says government's decision to suspend the launching of the initial public offering for the Agyapa Royalties deal will boost investor confidence. Speaking to Citi Business News, Parliament's Finance Committee Chair expressed confidence the Special Prosecutor will find no infractions with the deal.
The deal has not been suspended per se. What has happened is that the Office of the Special Prosecutor has asked for the production of documents and also is conducting a corruption risk assessment to see if government met all the requirements before it launched the IPO. In the face of that, it will be foolhardy to go ahead when such a serious office is conducting a corruption risk assessment. So the people who hold Ghana paper, those who subscribe to our Euro bonds and such, they always stand ready to buy our bonds and such. I have worked on this one I've followed it religiously, and at no step has there been anything untoward. And so that's why the ministry is even saying that, yes, we are submitting ourselves to your corruption risk assessment. We are not going ahead. If anybody was worried, then they should be trying to push this one through in the face of the corruption risk assessment. But government is saying, yes, go ahead, do whatever you want to do. And then when you are done and satisfied yourself, it will even give more confidence to investors. I'm happy that he has stepped in at this stage to do what he's doing.